Yes, welcome to the show. Got a message from a brother saying, "Hey, playa. Thanks for the advice on not being so corny in the nightclubs. Now when I go, I let my feet do the talking and my moves do the seducing. LOL. One thing I wonder though, I was interested when you brought up in your previous show that to reduce flakes, you need good eye contact and or good conversation skills. And let me interject that I can tell the brother has got it a bit wrong here. Okay, uh, he is a brother, a black dude, and I know the game he's doing there, and I'll show him how he can improve it in just a minute. He writes, "I've always been a friendly, conversational person. Many people would smile and laugh when I first talked to them, but after a while, the conversation stays there. Back then, you made the 3 ways of effective communication skills video. Way back, LOL, when I first started listening to you. I always liked what you said on how to be an effective communicator in the game. I like that you I like that now that you do more in-depth videos. Excuse me, I don't have good eyes, fellas, as I said many, many times. Just wondering if you could do another video about communication skills. Honestly, I'm in the same boat as the gentleman was in your last show about him getting flakes and no girls calling him back. Any advice about communicating skills in the game would be spantabulous. Spantabulous. New word here. Thanks for all you do, playa. One love." And yeah, brother. First, let's start with the reason why you're getting flakes. Looks like you're black, so you do what us brothers did. You run up on, you see a hot female, you run up on her. You try to spit some funny game at her, basically entertain her, and get her number, and the bitches are flaking on you. Okay, you got the whole eye contact thing wrong. Okay, I preach wait for her to make eye contact with you, or try to make eye contact with her if she doesn't make the eye contact with you. If she's like talking to friends, doesn't notice you, then try to force the eye contact. But the first thing I go for is, is she making eye contact with me? Because if she's making eye contact with you, then she is interested in you. You're saying you need good eye contact, like you could actually make her interested in you by through eye contact. No, she's going to be feeling you when she sees you, and it's mostly visual. That's why you want to dress like you're a pimp. Dress well. Whatever club you go to low class hip hop clubs, then dress one step above that. You still keep your gear on, but dress just a little bit better. Dress up with a nice shirt instead of a shirt with some prints on it. You know what I'm saying? So try to stand out from the rest of the motherfuckers up in there. Otherwise, you become one of the pack. You don't shine. Feel me? Now, if let's say there's this booger bear in the club. You know what I'm talking about? What we used to call the monsters. Huge, no hair on her head. That type of booger bear. All right. Now let's say you're saying that good eye contact will work. Can she make good eye contact with you and get you interested in her? No. If you look at her, she's not interested. And if she came over and you were trying to be nice and you gave her your number and she wanted a date, wouldn't you flake on her too? So basically, the women are not interested in you. Now, I tell the Caucasian guys to use I was using the Brad Pitt scenario, but now unfortunately my girlfriend's not here right now, so I can't tell you the name of those 2 stars from Twilight. I use those guys now because Brad Pitt's kind of old. But I'm trying to think of someone in the black community that's the women would go for. I'm kind of old, so my days it would be like, I don't know, Wesley Snipes. Women get all goo goo gaga over him from my day. So you just think of if you were one of these young brothers that the women loves, that's in Hollywood. I'm sorry, I can't think of anybody right now. That's really bad, I realize. But now, if you were that person, if you think of one person that's in Hollywood that the women really go for, and I'm not referring to Denzel Washington, old guys, that's old farts, but it's one of the young guys. Now, if you were in that same club and you gave your number or got these girls' numbers, do you think they would flake on you? No, their interest level would be jacked through the roof. So judge accordingly. If they're flaking on you, then their interest level is very low. And I can't see what you look like. It doesn't matter. They'll do that to anybody if they're really just not feeling them. So in your conversation, well, first let's start with the approach. You're running up on them. They're not really interested in you. So what makes you think they're going to be interested in you just because you talk to them for a few minutes? Women can tell who they want to fuck within moments of looking at them. You know what I'm saying, fella? So if she was interested in you, she would have been giving you some eye contact. But now we're talking about sisters, though. Sisters are a little bit different. And that's a whole nother ball game. What I would say that I would wait to force the eye contact with a sister. If she returns it, 2 seconds of eye contact with her, then that means she's actually interested. And that's how you could tell about sisters. Sisters don't sit there throwing their eye contact all over the place unless they're more on the freak side. So the good girls type of sisters, make the eye contact with her, force it, because a lot of them won't give it out. They're like drop dead before they let you know that they're interested in them. Because they want you to step to them and hustle for them. That's their whole game. They're trying to punk you out from the get-go. That's why they are masters at not returning for some fucking eye contact. But when you step to a good girl, before you step up to her, you get that eye contact going, and she returns for 2 seconds. That female's interested. Then step over. Now you're usually probably in a nightclub. There ain't nothing you can do in conversational style in a nightclub, except take your ass on the floor and do what you do. And that's all it takes is the dancing right there. I haven't even gotten girls' names often. And if they said it to me, I couldn't hear it anyway. I've actually had to have my buddy, the guy that I used to go out with, my road dog, I'd whisper to him, ask the girl what her name is. Because I either didn't get it or I didn't hear. So, my point is that, when you're on the dance floor, it's all nonverbal communication. And that's where I shine, and that's where you probably shine also. You're able to communicate with your body and get her to move and to bend to your will. If she is like a typical sister, she's not going to bend very easily. She wants you to break her down on the floor. That means she's going to stand there with her eyes, what I'm talking about, eyes looking off to the side, chewing gum, trying to talk to her friends, that kind of thing. That means your interest level is not even there. Now, if you were that same person I said, pretend you were like him, you were him, she would be all up on you. Going down, dropping it like it's hot and all that shit. So basically what you're running to is low interest levels here. It's not your communication skill that's weak. I mean, say if you run up on people, you smile and laugh and whatever, I would recommend that you don't do that also. You're not there to be her court jester. You're not there to be her entertainment monkey. Come in on them on a more serious note and watch the game change for you. Learn to do that instead of that big grin. If you throw up one of those big, grins where you can't control it, that means you're not in control of yourself. And you know what I'm talking about. I used to have that problem myself. A girl look at me and I get that big ass goofy grin on my face. And that takes some real practice to learn to control. Because what happens, you get this emotional flush, and then next thing you know, if your habit is to grin, then you grin. Caucasian guys, their habit might be to blush, and they'll just turn red. But basically, it's an emotional thing that you have to control. Learn to control your emotions. Now, your conversation, You want to get her life story over coffee. Or I say coffee. I'm older. I'm an adult. I'm assuming you're adult. She might be adult. She might not drink coffee, but she might drink tea. She might drink mocha. She might drink sodas. Basically, someplace where you can sit down and get her life story without having to pay for a whole fucking date. That's the way you want to do it. You want to take her out to. I like coffee shops, myself. But if they have sodas there, that's fine too. Get a soda or whatever. Because it's not about becoming her trick from the get-go. It's about two people meeting and getting to know each other without the tricking going on and the wifing and the cupcaking. You know what I'm saying, fella? So you got to change up your game here if you really want to get good in this game. Until next time.